What is going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone for yet another episode of Running with Russo. Already coming out of the gate, ladies and gentlemen. The helium plant coming out with the hatchet. Here we go. Oh, out of frame, ladies and gentlemen. The former WWE head writer, former WCW World Heavyweight Champion. He is Vince Russo. Vince Russo. How are you, my man?
I am doing good, Dr. Chris. How are you?
I am tired, man. I'm tired. I'm a busy man. We were talking about that before we went on air, man. I'm tired, but I'm here and I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm always excited to do this show with you, man. As much as I don't enjoy watching Raw, man, I enjoy doing this show, so it makes up for all of it, man.
Well, I want people to write down this date, guys. It is the 6th of February, depending on what time zone you're in. I am in Mountain Time Zone, so it's 9:07 p.m., and I want you to write this down. This is coming from the guy, bro, that's very, very bitter. Because the WWE ain't calling me for a job, bro. That's why I bury everything, Chris. You know that, right?
Of course.
You know that I really love what I watch, but I bury it because I'm very upset.
You're bitter.
That Trips doesn't call me.
You're a bitter man, Vince Russo.
Yeah.
You're a bitter man.
Bro, write this down. The WWE tonight, they did one thing that was absolutely excellent. And I don't even realize, bro, if they know that they did it, but they need to continue to do it. I think it is a pivotal time for them, Chris, because you and I both know the road to WrestleMania is when they do their best ratings. Now, because of the luck of the draw or the way they roll the dice, they had the Raw 30th show and the show after WrestleMania back to back. So they drew two good numbers in a row. So you would say they were a little bit on a momentum roll. And what do you and I always talk about? You got to keep it going, man. You got to keep it going. You got to keep it going. What they did that was excellent tonight, bro, was they literally took the biggest segments with the big stars and they strategically positioned them in such a way on the show that there's a good chance they ain't going to lose 600,000 people in the third hour. There's a very good chance on tonight's show they'll keep the audience. The way they started with Edge, big star, and again, bro, they're counting on the stars of yesteryear, but I'm talking about the formatting of the show. So they positioned Edge. Then they had a little stuff in between. Then they had Lesnar. Then they had a little stuff in between. Then they had Cody and Heyman. Then they had a little stuff in between. Then they had Lita at the end. So the way they formatted this, and I don't even know if they realized the way they did it in such a way to hold the audience. They did it in a smart way. This should be the way they are always constantly doing things. So I'm going to make a prediction right now, bro. Obviously, I don't know what the ratings are going to be tomorrow. I think they're going to do another solid number tomorrow. And I do believe you're going to see the audience staying for the majority of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I like the build up for the top of the hour and for the hours and make each hour make sense and make it have some momentum going to the next hour. I mean, I hope that we keep this momentum because it seems like I've said before, they phone it in a lot, when they have the Monday Night Football, but it's unrivaled at this point. I mean, there's no competition there. So they really have a free for all and really have a lot of creative power to really do things that really cause that momentum without a lot of people drifting away from it, to watch football. So, kudos for them. So we will go into the first segment with the Edge promo. I mean, it's interesting, man, because I say this all the time. I'm always a sucker for Edge's entrance. I mean, I think that Edge has one of the best entrances, man. This, especially as a baby face, man, and not so much as a heel, but yeah, I like Edge's entrance, man. So it's a really good way to start the show. It's really good momentum for the show. Comes with Beth Phoenix, cuts a promo, interrupted by Judgment Day. Judgment Day attacks Edge, and the Street Profits makes a save. Dominic gets glam slammed by Beth Phoenix. So, okay, let's get your thoughts on it first.
Well, first of all, bro, I kind of popped a little when Damian Priest messed up the promo, bro. He was talking about Money in the Bank. I thought, but bro, that's okay, bro. It's a live show. Yeah. Stuff is gonna happen. Listen, I like that dude. Yeah. I think that dude has star written all over him. Again, bro, it's all about creative. Mm-hmm. But here's what I liked about this, bro. This is what I really liked about this, and I like the way they did it. So they're getting heat on Edge. Now they put Dawkins in a spot that will elevate him and make him look like a star. Dawkins saved Edge. Yeah. That's the most, bro, I've ever seen them make this guy look like a star. And they let him hit by himself, bro, and they let, Montez Ford follow up. Bro, that's putting Dawkins in a great spot, bro. That made Dawkins feel like a star. Yeah. They need to be doing more things like this.
Yeah. As far as what I thought, I like the Dominic heat.
I do too. I like it too, man. I enjoy it.
Yeah. The Beth Phoenix glam slam on Dominic. I don't think that was necessary yet. I don't think that was necessary in order to build the momentum for the tag match. I think you need to protect Dominic. He's really getting legitimate heat right now, and I think you need to really capitalize on that and really do something with that, like Vicky, like not yet Vicky Guerrero, but like he's starting to get that Vicky heat that I'm really starting to like. And I think instead of just making him look like just a punk, I think you need to capitalize on that and just kind of really organically just move forward with that heat.
I think, see, again, Doctor, this is the problem. This is the problem with, is this a house show or is this a television show? Because I think they did that to pop the crowd early.
Yeah, of course.
They, get an early pop out of the crowd. That's why they did that. But that's a good point that you bring up. Or are we sacrificing the character a little bit to get a pop from the crowd?
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to get, like, you would have got a pop from Beth Phoenix regardless. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't need to sacrifice Dominic to get a Beth Phoenix pop for a tag match that you already know is going to happen. So I think that was my criticism there. As far as Dawkins, it was a good spot by him. At the end of the day, though, it's like I knew that Dawkins was going to lose. I get what you're saying as far as,
again, bro, this is the same thing. This is the same thing as last week with we know who's going to win every one of these matches, bro.
Yeah. You knew that Damian Priest was going to win this match. Yeah. Good showing by Dawkins. I just don't see him as a singles guy, man. And that's the sad part with Dawkins. It's like I'm really pulling for Dawkins. It's clear that Montez Ford is the Shawn Michaels of this, tag team. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean there, as far as the comparisons are concerned. Although I was a big Jannetty fan back in the day too. But as far as just the superstardom and getting pushed, but I think that, man, what do you do with Angelo Dawkins if they indeed split? Where does Dawkins go?
I guess you're gonna have to do the heel turn. You know what I mean? I mean, what else are you gonna do, bro? You know?
Yeah. The problem is with who cares about Angelo Dawkins being a heel? I mean,
Yeah.
he's just going to be buried with with all the other heels, man. I
Yeah.
just don't see. Okay, so if Dawkins turns on Montez Ford to beat Dawkins a few weeks later, and then Dawkins will get buried, at lower level. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm not a big fan of that.
What
Smith with a $3 sticker before we.
What I did not like about this, though, bro, was again, bro, it's early on in the show. You got the momentum with Edge and Beth Phoenix. Then, in my opinion, bro, you let it go too long.
Yeah.
Now we've gone through 2 commercial breaks, bro. Listen, I am a firm believer. No match should go through a commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
Never, ever, ever during the Attitude Era did we have a commercial during a match.
Yeah.
That's all in the formatting of the show. So, bro, good surprise with Edge at the beginning and Beth Phoenix. But then again, bro, they just, for my taste, we knew Priest was going over.
Yeah.
We don't need this long, drawn-out match.
Yeah, I agree.
And too many kickouts, bro. I mean, just way too many kickouts, man.
Yeah, the thing, I think the match did show, it did put the fans behind Dawkins. So I appreciate that. It was just like you knew that Priest was going to win. It's just
Right.
it's just hard to really place Dawkins as far as a singles guy right now, man. Yes, he did get some shine in the match, but where does he go from here? I'm really interested to see how that goes. I'm not hopeful as far as where Dawkins goes, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Luke 499 super chat, bro. Currently on set for Chicago PD, doing an overnight shoot. Thankful to have you guys helping kill time between camera set. It was best show on my Luke, my man. Thank you, man. He's on Chicago PD.
Yeah, I know Luke say, I see Luke on the brand quite often. Nice to see you, my friend Luke.
Okay, good stuff, man. I appreciate your support, Luke. Let's go on with the backstage segment. Adam Pearce with the Maximum Male Models, interrupted by Chelsea Green. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. It's time for Joey.
Time out, Joey. Time out, Joey.
Bro, can I ask this question?
What you got?
How difficult was it? And how long did we have to wait for Austin Theory to drive up in a very expensive car where when he drove up and walked out, you said, what a, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
How hard is that, bro?
Yeah.
How hard is that for them to do?
Yeah.
Why did we have to wait so long? But you know what, bro? They did it. Kudos to them. It's stuff like this that's going to get the guy over as a heel.
True, but at the end of the night, though, he still looked like a punk,
Yes.
And it's like, man, they just can't stop doing it, man.
I agree.
It's like if he's going to come out and if he's going to come to the arena with an expensive car, like carry it throughout the show instead of him looking like a punk every single week, man. It just really doesn't help.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So we have backstage Adam Pearce of Maximum Male Models, interrupted by Chelsea Green. What do you think about Maximum Male Models and Chelsea Green so far?
I don't know like too much. I never watch SmackDown, so I don't know too much. I'm gonna have to watch these guys on this show. Man, I just think Chelsea Green and Carmella are just too similar. And I know Carmella's the Staten Island girl and all that, but bro, she did the whole thing with Reginald when he was the wine guy and all that stuff. I just think the characters are too close.
Yeah, I mean, it's like not I think the term is like Becky. I think like the younger Karen is like a Becky or something like that. I think
No,
there's
yeah,
some
this
type
is
of
not a
yeah.
This is not a
Yeah,
Karen.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
this is not a Karen
It's
at
not a
all.
Karen. It's not a Karen, and it's not. I don't know. I don't really know what to put on Chelsea, and it's not like helping her because like she got eliminated early in the Royal Rumble and she lost this match, so it's not really helping.
That's a great point, Chris, because now the problem is you can't come back next week and demand this and demand that. You lost.
Exactly.
Like you
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
So like I don't why would you go down this road? Now if she's untouchable and nobody's beating her, like that's one thing, but you can't come back and demand chocolate and this and that and the other thing if you lost your first match on Raw. That
100%.
kind of kills the whole gimmick, Chris.
100%, because at the end of if you keep winning matches, you're essentially bringing money,
Right.
to the show. Like you're an asset at this point, right? So basically my stock is rising. I'm an asset. I'm important, and so you need me on the show. So I'm going to. I need these type of things, and I need these type of accommodations because I'm a hot commodity, and so you're going to give me these accommodations. But if I get eliminated early and I lose a match, I'm a liability. And so I essentially can ask for something, and I'm just like, no, I mean, you're a liability. We don't need you.
And you know what, bro? We'll be totally wrong if they go down that road.
Yeah.
If they go down that road, fine. If she goes to Pierce next week, I want this, that, and the other thing. And he's like, fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just have a feeling that they're not going to do that.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Dexter Loomis defeating Baron Corbin. There were some rumors that this was going to be a breakup. We'll talk about the breakup segment here in a minute, but man, what do you do? What do you do with Corbin at this point?
Bro,
Do you
I'm getting the feeling like are they going back to the down on his luck Corbin? Is that what they're going back to?
And I thought about that. Well, we'll get to that segment. I thought about that earlier, but it seems like that definitely wasn't on the table, though. Like it seems like they had to call an audible for that.
That was not on the table,
Yeah.
bro. We talked about this at the very beginning, but bro, they never made Corbin strong out of the gate.
No.
So I don't know if they were really expecting to marry JBL with Corbin, or I don't know, bro. There's no way this could have been about a match between the two at WrestleMania because they don't think that far in advance.
Right.
So that's not what this was. But they were burying Corbin from the start.
Yeah. I mean, even like I said this before, I mean, the first night, and I said this on the show, it didn't match. I mean, you had some, stock, investing, aristocratic, very wealthy type of, type of blue bloodish, JBL, very regal, kind of, nose up in the air. I'm better than you. And then you had like hit the lottery, lucky number 7, Baron Corbin come out with this slot machine song. How does that match up with like Wall Street JBL? Like and the gear, it just didn't match from the beginning.
I said this, I would have totally understood this, and we talked about this. If this was a down on his luck veteran that needed a spot and some money. Yeah. Okay, what can we get? That JBL's got more money than you can imagine. So yeah. I don't know what this was from the jump, bro.
Yeah. If he was bummy Corbin, see, I know you don't want SmackDown, but I've said this from the very, very beginning. I think that they dropped the ball immensely when they decided not to turn Corbin babyface. He was starting to get that organic, sympathetic, type of support when he was bummy, and like they would have segments, and he was stains on his shirt, and he was just really scruffy. And then eventually, like, I really liked just where he was going, and he was really doing a really good job, really maximizing those minutes there. And then the payoff was an IG post of him winning the lottery. It was so off. I mean,
Yeah,
months upon
it was
months.
Roseanne. It was
Yeah,
a Roseanne.
yeah.
It's
It was
exact and bro,
it was
and see
crazy.
that's the thing too, bro. Bro, that storyline put Roseanne out of business. They,
Yeah,
they, they did not want to see the Connors with money. Bro, the show was dead
yeah,
after that.
yeah,
And that was the same story, pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah. Yeah, it was, man, the payoff was just so just contrived. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, this is it. Like, we got to find out on IG after all these months that he hit the lottery, and there was nothing from that either. I mean, even him hitting the lottery. I mean, he ended up getting like Madcap Moss, and that was like his associate, but that nothing came out of that either. I mean, the best thing that came out of Corbin was a match against Pat McAfee, and
Yeah.
and he lost. You know what I mean? So, and he had a Mania match, against Drew McIntyre. But that's really all you had, man. I mean, the Kurt Angle thing. There was times where they really thought high about Corbin, but he seems like he's a company guy. He seems like he's all about, I mean, he has life outside of WWE, so he's not really like, like hands and feet and just buried in the product. He has a life outside. So maybe, I mean, let me know what you think about this. For people who, you know, people in WWE see has life and has, potentially, if they walk away, they'll be fine. Do they not put as much stock in those people as people who are like heart and soul, John Cena in the business? Is there a is there favoritism in a way there for people who are like blood, sweat, and tears in the business?
I don't think there's favoritism if this guy's going to go through now what is fourth or fifth different character. Bro, think about that too as a talent. That's got to be so disheartening.
Yeah,
That's got to be I mean, bro, it's like, okay, bro, something didn't work once. Okay, bro, it just didn't work.
yeah,
But now that second time, bro, when you're on 3, 4, and 5, like that has got to suck the life out of you as a talent. I
yeah,
mean, bro, I'm working on an indie level, and sometimes things aren't working. But if I change somebody, that's gonna work,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Because I know why it failed, and this is what we got to do. But I don't know, bro. 4, 5 different times,
yeah.
man, like, I don't know.
Yeah, he was, lone wolf, and he cut his hair off, and he was with,
Bro, I swear to God,
authority.
the best I ever saw this character was when he was at NXT with the long hair, and he looked
Yeah,
like De Niro's character in, what was the name of that? Cape Fear.
yeah.
That was the best I ever saw this guy look.
The thing is, at that time, I was big on Corbin because he would literally have like 20, 30-second matches. And like he got to the point like people would count down,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like they would count from the bell, they would count, and he would end in like 20, 30 seconds. And that really gave him a lot of
The
momentum.
the the look was so much
Yeah.
better,
Yeah, it
bro. Like,
was. It was good. I know that his hair started to go out.
yeah,
So that was the cut. And so, yeah, I mean, like he was Constable Corbin wearing, he was wearing the vest, and there was so many different incarnations of Corbin.
yeah,
And the thing is with Corbin though, man, guys knows how to get heat though. He's
yeah,
always been a consistent heel. They just really need to place him right to
yeah,
really to press him, push him to that different level. So,
yeah.
Fernando, $5 super chat, bro. I understand the storylines are a huge part of the show, but when do we critique the actual wrestling? They are not selling it at all sometimes.
Bro, that would be the whole show, Fernando. I mean that's the style today, bro. That is the style today. There's a term that Chris knows in wrestling, and it's called "get your shiznit in."
Mhm.
And that's what they're all trying to do. They're trying to get their shiznit in. I just talked about it, Fernando. All the kickouts in that first match. I mean, there were at least 3 times when that match should have been over.
Yeah.
And there were at least 3 times, what Fernando was saying, where the person who took the move should not have been able to come back.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the thing, man. The more and more they do that, the more and more you're making it unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we would talk about that throughout the entire show because nobody sells, bro.
No. People were getting their stuff in and getting themselves over, man. That's for sure.
Yep.
Dexter Loomis defeating Baron Corbin. We talked about that. Becky Lynch cutting a backstage interview. Then we get to Brock Lesnar cutting an in-ring promo.
Bro, do you notice one thing I used to say? See, bro, I'm the enemy. Remember Becky took a couple of swipes at me herself on social media and stuff? Bro, what were the 2 things that drove me crazy? What were the 2 things that drove me crazy that I used to say about Becky every week, and it was never personal? I saw pictures of her as a mom with her kid. She's probably a lovely woman. What were my 2 critiques about her all the time, especially? The wardrobe, when she was cosplaying, and I didn't understand it. There was no transition to it. And the second thing, bro, that I always criticize was the stammering and repeating during her promos. When she would be like, what? She would do that all the time. Do you see that anymore, bro? She didn't do that one time during that backstage promo. You don't see that anymore. And you know what, bro? Once she eliminated that, in my opinion, the promos are now much better because that felt very theatrical. When she's having a conversation with her husband, she's not stammering like that. That has been eliminated, and I think her promos are a lot better.
But you're the enemy, Vince Russo.
I mean, come on, bro. She's wearing, wrestling gear now. Okay, great.
Yeah. There's an aura about Becky that just looks and feels better, though. I mean, like you can just tell, like she just, I mean, the mommy, and there's something. It just seems like she had a good reset when she left, and so I appreciate that. So
I do too.
Fernando, $5 super chat, bro. I catch myself watching old school wrestling, and they told their story through their wrestling.
Absolutely, Fernando. I'm with you 1,000%, man. Every other Monday, Chris, I watch an old Attitude Era show. And then I watch this, and it's 2 completely. It's like if they change the rules in football. Yeah. You're literally watching 2 totally different games.
Yeah. Indeed. Speaking of totally different games, Brock Lesnar cuts an in-ring promo. Country boy from Canada, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, country boy promo he cuts nowadays. He has a multi-million-dollar contract in his $5 denim vest pocket to compete against Bobby Lashley. The 2 go face-to-face. Lashley talks, and then he gets F5. One more time chance, and Lashley gets another F5 2 times. So, man, I wasn't a big fan of this segment, Vince.
I only popped a little. I'll tell you why I popped, because I don't recall him ever doing this.
Yeah,
he brought up Sable.
He
which
did.
I thought was
the 4 or 5, and then I think
that popped me a little bit because he got a reaction, because I don't remember him ever bringing up his wife, and everybody knows he's married to Sable. That got a little bit of a pop. But yeah, bro, when we think about how we went from the beast to now he's got the grass, chewing the grass, and I don't know how we went from point A to point B. Bro. I don't know.
I like Cowboy Brock because it gives him it's like reality. It's a dose of reality. Like it's kind of a Jekyll and Hyde type of thing. He'll come out and be cowboy, from Saskatchewan type of doing his deer hunting and getting his big fat steak dinner, and then he'll just snap and just beat the brakes off of you, just like Brock Lesnar does. My problem with this is at the end of all of this, Vince, who was this putting over? All right. So you're going to come out and you're continuing to F5, and doing this back and forth with Bobby Lashley. Now you're wanting Bobby Lashley to be the babyface in all this because clearly he comes out, he does the boom, boom, boom. He does the, he claps the hands, he interacts with the crowd. So if you're coming out, because Brock Lesnar initially came out and helped Theory, so that was some heelish that they were seemingly trying to do. Fans weren't buying it. Now they're doing a face versus face thing, which I'm fine with. But at the same time, it's like if you're here, if I'm paying you, Brock Lesnar, to make Bobby Lashley look good, I don't really think that he's doing that very well.
Well, Christian,
and I like Lesnar. I respect that guy, Lesnar, but I don't think he's doing a really good job.
Chris, you know what I think the problem is? Here's the problem. Listen, I don't have a problem with a babyface versus babyface match. I don't have a problem with a heel versus heel match. I don't have a problem with that. But here's the problem. If these guys are both babyfaces going in, bro, they have not built Lashley enough to be at the level of the babyface that Brock is.
I agreed.
If they were there like this and it was a tough call, it's not a tough call, bro.
Correct.
Because, Brock's, the good old boy going out there in the whole line. Lashley is not up to that level. And here's another thing, Chris. I talk about this with Cody Rhodes all the time. Bro, you've got an average fan in the crowd. Bro, come on. The average income for a wrestling fan is median range if we're lucky. Bro, it's medium and below. It really is. So what do you got, bro? You got the good old boy with the cowboy hat, and you got the guy coming out with a suit looking like he's got a lot of money. Bro, right there you're tipping the scales of who I want to win this match. And that's not fair to Lashley, bro. If you really want to get him over as a baby face, if that's what you're trying to do, I don't think you've done a very good job.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, man. Especially since Brock is going to leave after this. You know what I mean? Like that's my biggest thing. Like, and again, I don't mind the come in, come out. I don't mind that, man. People crap on that a lot. I personally don't mind it because it helps the mystique. If you're coming in for a reason, I'm all for it. That's a good way to use a legend, But the problem is they would keep giving him titles beforehand, and then he would leave. I wasn't a big fan of that. But now it's not title related. Come in, do what you got to do, put someone over, leave. I think they should do. I agree with you 100%, man. If they're trying, if they're calling an audible here and they're making it, Brock kind of baby facing it because of the fans, don't make Lashley the heel just because Brock Lesnar is getting babyface, pops, especially since he's going to leave. And the point is to make Bobby one of the top baby faces. You got to do a better job with really keeping in. And the thing is, Brock Lesnar easily, can get heat. You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering why he's keep playing to the crowd and doing those things. And so, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But so far, I'm wishing in these segments that Bobby's getting more of the rub here, and he's kind of getting shrouded by a Brock Lesnar that's just going to leave in a few months. So I'm hoping that they do a better job with that. Next, we have Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano, and Dexter Loomis with Nikki Cross, and we have a drawing and Dexter Loomis. What did we do with him, man?
Bro, again, if I'm Triple H, okay, supposedly he's the one in charge of creative. If I'm Triple H, bro, I am going to ask myself this question. Who exactly are the people that are going to care about a Candice LeRae, Nikki Cross feud? Like, I mean, bro, seriously, I swear to God, when we get to JBL, what does JBL say to Corbin? You're a channel changer. He tells, bro, who are the people tuning in for Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae? Who are these people tuning in for this? You mean to tell me, bro, it wouldn't be more valuable to you to build an Elias and make that guy mean something? You're going to take that time and put it over here with Nikki Cross. And it's not like you need more women on the show. You got plenty of women on the show. It's just, bro, who is going to care about this?
I have no clue. I mean, the star power that the lack of star power that most of the women's division has, and they all have potential. You know what I mean? Like, Michin could have came in and just caused some noise. It just seems like they're really she's kind of floating around since AJ left. And I don't get Candice LeRae. I don't get it. I don't get what they're trying to do with her. I am all in for a feud with Gargano and Dexter over Candice. I think that would be very creative. Maybe there was some seeds sown with the drawing today. Maybe I'm like, maybe there's something. What do we have here?
I'm going to tell you what the problem is. I am going to tell you what the problem is in a nutshell, and this has led into bigger problems. And bro, you can back me. You can back me because we had Road Dogg on the show and he said something one week that was bro, here's the problem. All the wrestlers that come up at NXT, there two things happen, bro. The Shawn Michaels, whoever's down there, the Triple H's, who's ever down there, they fall in love with these people. They fall in love with the Garganos. They fall in love with the Candice LaRue's. They're down there. They fall in love with Bayley. They fall in love. They fall in love with these people. Then, bro, there is the ego part of it where I trained this person for 5 years, and now we're going to put this person on the main stage where, bro, you should be training somebody. I am not kidding you, Chris. You should be training somebody for 3 months. And in 3 months, know, you know what? I may love this person. They may have a great attitude. They may show up on time, be the last ones to leave. But in the grand scheme of things, they're never going to get over to a mass audience. Yeah. They fall in love with these kids, and then they become a pet project. Bro, Road Dogg told us about Dakota Sky. I don't even know her name at this point. He was on the show, and he said, oh, Vince, she's a hell of a worker. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They're with these kids every single day. Yeah. And that, bro, they're almost like a proud parent. Like, seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then they put them out there and like, bro, these people are never going to get over. Yeah. And you should be able to make that call, Chris, in 3 months, bro.
Yeah, and with that, Vince, you can tell, speaking of your pet project point there, it's like Triple H is so like NXT, and he's just like, Papa Paul, you know what I mean? And he's like, these are my kids. And it's like, man, okay, you've been here for, a couple of years. And guess what, y'all? We got an announcement. Dakota Kai is moving up to the main roster. Everybody claps in the room, you know what I mean? Right, exactly, job well done. Yeah. And then you get thrown into the Lions, and then it's like, oh, so yeah. By the way, I really didn't have anything for you, the main roster. I just wanted you to graduate to the main roster. Vince gets his hands on him, and he's like, who the heck is this? I mean, like with Cross, it's the same deal. Guess what? Cross? Guess what, Karrion Kross? You've been doing a great job in NXT. You've been killing it. You deserve a main roster. Guess what, everybody? I want to make an announcement. He's going to the main roster. Everybody claps. Everybody's happy about him. He's excited about his opportunity. Vince sees him, and he puts him in a Jason mask and have him lose the first time because he didn't see anything in him. So,
Chris, I hate to bring this up, but I want to explain to people, bro, you can't play favorites. Bro, I would have been horrible at my job if I played favorites. Chris, I'm working independently. Okay. So how I get started is I see this, I see the company's entire roster. Now, Chris, independently, I'm in Colorado, but people come from Utah, people come from Kansas, they come from all over. So now all of a sudden, bro, I am looking at this roster with 50 people on it. Mm-hmm. There can't be 50 people on the show. So what do? Now I start looking at some of their matches. Chris, I could tell immediately like that who's going to be on the show. Immediately like that. He's on the show. He's on the show. He's never going to be on the show. Like that. At the level these guys are at, the Shawn Michaels, the Triple H's, the Road Dogs, everybody else involved in this system, bro, you don't know a star when you see a star, and you don't know when somebody is never going to get over. Come on, bro. You can't. Yeah. It's not. They're making it personal, and Correct. It shouldn't be personal, bro.
Correct.
I mean, bro, Chris, think about, bro. Let's go back to Ohio State. You got a guy walking on, bro. You got Rudy. Walking on. Everybody falls in love with this kid. They are hoping, they are praying that the kid makes the team. Bro, at the end of the day, they ain't going to put the kid on the team because they like him.
Right.
They're not going to put him on the team because they like him. They're going to cut the kid.
Yeah.
This is business, man.
It's business, man. And it's not it's not just some, hey, Papa Paul, seeing my boys graduate to the next level. Right, and there's such a there's such a vested interest in all of his pet projects. I mean, like NXT is his baby. So to see his babies go up to the next level, that's seemingly what he's more concerned about than seeing if they have the talent to go to the next level, which is the more important factor than just going to the next level. Yeah. And we saw that with a bunch of NXT talent, man. And that's like, for instance, like, you know, when Tyler Breeze went up to the main roster, you know, he put a lot of work in there. He went up to the main roster and just bombed, man. I mean, the funny skits with him and Fandango end up being funny, but I mean, just there's a lot of people, man. Apollo Crews, they for a long time, he was just, you know, really irrelevant, man. He had a couple spots, but he never really crossed that threshold. He's back in NXT now. Dabba-Kato, you know what I mean? They did the whole Raw Underground. He's back down there. So there's a lot of people who just weren't ready to come to the main roster yet. I mean, I'd even argue Keith Lee, you know, to an extent, you know, when it comes to that, you know, he's no longer there. There's so many people that just weren't ready for that spot. But Triple H was like, you know, hey, my kid's coming. You know what I mean? Everybody clap for my kid. He's ready to go up. So I agree. It's business, man. At the end of the day, it's business. Either you have it or you don't.
Yep.
Rollin 499 super chat, bro. I think Lashley is a clear heel. Not only is it fancy clothes, but
absolutely, I agree with you, Rollin.
Which equals heat. Yep. Yeah, the only thing, man, is with Lashley, they've done the heel thing before, and it seems like they're trying to do this thing with the Hurt Business 2.0. Man, just you got to go with where the fans is leading you, man, and the fans like Bobby Lashley, but the thing is, you're stifling, you know, his momentum by having someone shroud him by the name of Brock Lesnar, who's getting more of the cheers. So Luke 499 super chat. They should take the Billy Bean approach. Don't create personal relationships with the players. Yep. Good job. Yep, I agree with that. Yeah. Great call on that, Luke. Next we have Carmella defeating Michin, Piper Niven, and Candice LeRae. I mean, it seems like that's what they're gonna do anyways, bringing Carmella back. Any thoughts on this here?
I just felt, bro, First of all, I'm going to start referring to that one girl as Kimchi. Kimchi. It's easier for me to remember from the Ugandan headhunter days. Yeah, so I'm going to go Kimchi.
Kamala's manager.
I don't know, bro. Listen, we've gone through the well with Carmella a million times. To me, I'm going with Piper Niven.
Yeah, I agree.
That's who I'm going with. Because you know why? At the end of the day, here's the deal, bro. If they get Rhea Ripley, think about this. Think about this, bro. Real simple. If they get Rhea Ripley, if she beats Charlotte Flair, okay, bro, who is going to be a better opponent, a more believable opponent for Rhea Ripley, Carmella or Piper Niven?
Piper Niven, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Carmella isn't even in that same conversation. So why are you going there, bro?
The return momentum, and then they'll eventually die down, just like every time else, man. Just like every time else. Next, we have backstage. This is when JBL ditches Baron Corbin, and I mean, JBL knows how to dress someone down, so like nobody's business, man. What are your thoughts on?
I'm thinking they're going to have a match at WrestleMania. Are you?
I was thinking that too, but I was like, "There's no way that JBL will come back." And if Corbin beats JBL, then what though?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where else you're going with this, but back to down on his luck, Corbin.
See, and that's the thing. I would be cool with you getting back to bummy Corbin, down on his luck. You know, he ran out of money. The next couple of months, month and a half, just kind of every week, you just kind of build that back up, and just JBL saying, this is what I'm talking about. This is my proof. You're nothing without me. You're nothing without me. And then eventually he get that sympathy, and they do it the right way. He restores himself and beats JBL. But I mean, does JBL, does he even have it to give at this point in his career?
Bro. You know some of these guys, man. It's just in their blood, and man.
Oh, I mean, we could see Corbin versus JBL, man, but hopefully this starts finally a Corbin babyface run. Long overdue, man, because there's all these heel incarnations, man. They're just not working. They're not working, man. Then we have Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin defeating the Alpha Academy. This was so confusing to me, man. MVP, he's with Omos. He's a heel, but they're baby faces. He fired them, but somehow he wants them again because of what? They haven't earned it, but he's helping them. What? Vince, please make sense.
I don't. Oh gosh, Chris. It's like, okay. I'm a major league manager. I'm gonna bring this kid up from AAA. The kid comes up from AAA, plays a few games. He's batting $150.
Yeah.
Send him back down to AAA. He hasn't gotten better in AAA. Bring him back up and think what? He's going to hit 300?
Exactly.
No, bro. He's going to bat $150. That's what he's – come on, man. Come on. What? See, bro, this is the problem. This is the problem with the WWE, bro. They give you segments like this that allow you to turn the channel. Nobody is watching out for Academy against the Hurt Business. Nobody cares. That is the problem, the inconsistency. Brock Lesnar, Edge, Alpha Academy, and Hurt Business. No, bro, no. That's a channel changer right there.
Imagine a manager coming up to me as a GM of a team,
right,
and saying, "Hey, I got this recruit. I've got the quarterback's coach. Okay, I've got this quarter. I know the other quarterback's coach wasn't really good. He really called terrible plays. It got a lot of interceptions. We really cost us a lot of games. We fired him. Okay, his name is Timmy Brown. All right. Timmy Brown got fired.
Is it downtown Timmy Brown?
Downtown Timmy Brown.
Okay.
So he got fired from quarterback's coach. All right.
Right.
He kept calling plays that led to a bunch of interceptions. He got him canned. All right.
Right.
So manager comes up to me, Mr. Featherstone, I've got a recruit for you.
Yeah.
I've got the recruit for you.
Yes.
9:00 tomorrow.
Yes.
In your office. I want to bring him in the room and you're going to be ready for him. All right.
Yes.
So I'm looking at dollar signs because at the end of the day,
very excited.
Absolutely.
Very excited.
At the end of the day, this is going to be a great recruit because more wins equals more dollar signs because of more tickets and more ratings and more opportunities. 9:00, I'm in there. All right, manager, here we go. In the door walks in downtown Timmy Brown, ladies.
Oh, bro, I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm on. I don't know if Chris is on. I don't know. Chris?
There we go.
Chris?
A mouse has like a cornerstone on it.
I said, I don't know if I'm on. I don't know if Chris is on, but I'm going to talk to you anyway.
Got to talk to downtown Timmy Brown real quick.
Yes.
I was so upset about him bringing in downtown Timmy Brown. I had to leave, man. Yeah, man, and that's precisely what happens. Downtown Timmy Brown is back in the recruiting after me firing him for not being a good quarterbacks coach, and he's not giving me any reason to bring him back. But managers, I'm telling you, downtown Timmy Brown, he's the guy. No, he's not the guy. Get him out of my office.
Right, exactly.
Unrealistic Cliff Burton 199 super chat. Thank you for your support, my man. Yeah, we just put downtown Timmy Brown over. See, listen, man, we've got somebody else over, ladies. Now we turn gimmicks into gimmick age.
Yes,
downtown Timmy Brown. Next we have a backstage interview with The Miz encounters Rick Boogs approached by Adam Pearce. Your early thoughts on Rick Boogs? I know you didn't watch SmackDown so far.
I'm not. He's not jumping.
Not into him.
He's not jumping on me. Bro, I gotta tell you something though, bro. I swear to God. So there were a couple of dead spots in this show. One of them being the Alpha Academy and her business, but there were a couple of dead spots on this show that I wasn't, Corbin and Loomis and all this crap. So, bro, I'm flicking through the other channels. You guys are forcing me to change the channel because I'm bored with this. Okay. I come across a show, bro, that I know has been around for a long time. Okay. It's called Naked and Afraid. You ever hear of this show? Bro, here's what I noticed about this show. Okay, because I went back to it several times. Bro, every single time they went to commercial break, there was a hook, bro. The guy was having a heart attack. There was a panther. A panther shows up in the middle of the night. Every single time they went to bro, so like they're going to commercial. Now I've got to come back.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard for this show to do that? Why?
Good point.
If Naked and Afraid can do that, why is it so hard for Raw to do that, bro?
Television writers, man. And plus they're hiring television writers. It's like, man, don't you know how to hook segments instead of going from Nikki Cross and them writing drawing to some other Carmella, like you go from a drawing of Dexter Loomis drawing them into Carmella, something completely different than what we just
it's not that hard, bro. It's not. But anyway,
next we have Asuka defeating Chelsea Green. We talked about that. Bianca Belair comes out and cuts promos post-match. Man, I'm a Bianca fan, man, but she's got to stop talking so much, man.
I know. I don't like that. I don't like Chris. I don't like
gotta
that.
stop that, man. You gotta stop it.
Chris, I got to can I be honest with you, bro?
Yep.
And I tell you, this is like what pisses me off. She's a black woman, and I really have to be afraid of what I say about the way she's cutting those promos, because I don't want. Oh, look, Vince is a racist. Bro, the reason I bring it up is I've seen her talk as herself. And I was very, very impressed with that.
Yeah.
She's smart. She's intelligent. She's likable.
Yeah.
I've seen it. So that's why when I see this presentation, my response is, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
I like the person that I saw. Why aren't I seeing that person?
Yeah.
I don't understand it, bro. So, like, I swear I've got to ask myself the question, whether it Vince, whether it Triple H. Okay, bro. So is this how they view a young black girl? Is this their idea of a young black girl? Because the girl I saw as herself was nowhere close to this. I don't get it, bro. I don't understand it. I don't.
You know that they're selling hats with a ponytail on the site now. WWE.
Well,
that's the reason why they're doing it, man.
Bro, that's the reason why. Like, bro, I don't.
It's all about the money.
I just don't like that, man.
So don't be surprised if you see Vince and I with the hats on.
Yeah, with the
ponytail going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of those now. And bro, what about beating though Chelsea Green her first match on Raw?
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, I thought she was going to lose, man. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm wondering if there was something about this that they just wanted to bring Chelsea Green back just to make her look like an idiot.
Oh, bro, don't you remember the story with her and Cardona?
Oh yeah, they want to use her house.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, that's what this is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they. Oh, you wouldn't let us use your pool? Well, that's exactly what this is, bro. I'm telling you, they don't forget anything, bro.
They let her go. They let her go,
right?
And they're like, "Oh, by the way, can we use your pool for a segment?" Right. No, you can't use my pool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now they're going to bring her back and make her look like an idiot, man. Cody Rhodes in-ring promo interrupted by Paul Heyman. I think a lot of it I liked. I will say that a lot of it I liked. I wish that they would have not closed the book that quick with Cody getting, like some leverage at the end. I wish that he would have left disheveled. And I mean, you've got, 6 more weeks of this, right? So instead of just having because you're not going to have a lot of Reigns presence on Raw to build this up, because he's on SmackDown doing the Sami thing. So if they're doing the reality thing with Cody and Paul, which I like, actually, I think what you do is you have Paul Heyman drop the mic, have that Cody's kind of thinking about it, leaving disheveled about, Roman being the guy into the son that he never had. Cody thinking about that for a second, Cody leaving, because that builds babyface steam, and that keeps him as far as likable in that sense. He's coming out with the suit, he's looking like, better, but that kind of humbles him and brings him down if he's like, man, like, really, Dad? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like if he's, and even if they do the hard camera shots as far as him saying, really, Dad, stuff like that. If you would have continued that, I think you would have made it more intrigued and had more legs to it.
Well, I got to tell you a couple of things about this, Chris. First of all, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I liked it much more than I didn't dislike it.
Yeah.
But there were a couple of very telling things in here. First of all, listen, bro, my biggest pet peeve, and I've said it a million times, is freaking Heyman is too way over the top, man. For me, he's just too theatrical. He with the like it's too much for me. Okay, let me just say that. I like the story. I like the, he went to ECW. I liked all that. All that was very, very real. Then Heyman started getting into the heat, and Cody's facials were great. Bro, his top lip was almost quivering.
Mm-hmm.
His facials were great. Now, there are a couple of very telling things here, which I did not like. Bro, if the angle is, if Heyman is saying to Cody Rhodes, your father told me that Roman Reigns was the son he always wanted. Bro, 100% Cody Rhodes is going over at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
If that's the
what
story. But, bro, here's the part that I was like, really? So, bro, we get into Roman Reigns was the son he always wanted. And then Cody says, you just made it personal. Bro, we've gone right over Sami Zayn.
Yeah, exactly.
Like seriously, bro, what is the point?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? When Cody Rhodes says, you've just made this personal, I'll see you at WrestleMania. Yep. We're right over a story that they have been building up for how long, bro?
For over a year. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yep. I was thinking the same exact thing when it came to when he said that. I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's like you're plugging Elimination Chamber next week, and basically you're just saying that it's a throwaway pay-per-view. I mean, for as far as the main event scene is concerned, as far as the title picture is concerned, it's like that it was for the Universal Championship, and they're saying that, but at the end of the day, it's like, yes, I know, like it seems as if, because I think Jimmy can't be in Montreal, and so Jay, because of the DUI, so Jay, like all signs point to Jay's been absent. Jay's going to come at the main event, help Reigns kind of reset the bloodline thing, which leads to the tag team match. So that's what's going to happen at Elimination Chamber. However, though, you're basically continuing to show us that Sami Zayn won't be champion by the time that night's over.
Bro, you know what the problem is, Chris? If Roman Reigns has not held that title 800 days or whatever it is, say it's a 6-month title reign, okay? Bro, you could even have Sammy beat him in his hometown and then him get the title back,
that's what I said last week.
You can't do that with the guy having the belt for 850 days. That ain't going to happen. You're not going to stop his streak for one night. It's not going to happen, bro. So I don't know why they would have put a year into this to gloss right over this match.
And that's the reason why events like this in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, sometimes it's obsolete, man. It really is. It's like, I understand that there's a chamber, like they want to build a chamber match. So the chamber match is for the US Championship. Okay, sure. But at the same time, it's like, do you really need a chamber match for the US Championship, or do you want to market that as the thing, which I'm fine with, make that the thing,
right? And
don't force us to see a obsolete Universal Championship match, knowing that Cody's going to win it at WrestleMania, and for a fact that he's not going to beat Sami Zayn. He's going to beat Roman Reigns, because that's where we're moving to as far as the angle is concerned. So, I mean, again, if you want to make Elimination Chamber a U.S. Championship thing, make it that. Don't give us Sami versus Roman Reigns. And if you do, so here's my question to you then. If you do Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber, Could you have done it a non-title match and Sammy beats Roman in that aspect?
Bro, I got one better. Why didn't you wait and do it at freaking WrestleMania? You do it at WrestleMania. The bloodline starts, dog, just like they did Kevin Owens. They tell Zayn to finish Cody. Do the same exact thing. Cody goes over. Now you've got Reigns and Sami Zayn. You know, now you've got it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't, bro, listen, unless they're doing something that I'm not seeing, the positioning of these things just do not make sense.
Yeah, those pay-per-views in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, man. A lot of it's obsolete, man. Unless, again, if you're going to make it for the mid-card championship, center around that, that's fine. That's a good pay-per-view in between to make the mid-card title look good. I'm fine with that.
Right.
But I mean, just for this, knowing that Cody's gonna it's pointless. Yeah. Montez Ford beating Elias. We thought that was,
you know that's gonna happen. Elias ain't going to the elimination chamber. Yeah. We know that.
Could this be a coming out party for Montez? And this is one thing that I didn't like about this segment. They took the thunder away from Montez winning a singles match. Why does, at the end of this segment, the one who was over was Seth Rollins? Why in the world do we need more of Seth Rollins to be over here? You took the shine away from Montez Ford, who's breaking out as a single star, but Seth Rollins is attacking Theory, and he's looking at, Montez is looking at Theory. Seth Rollins attacks Theory, stomps him, and then people start singing. You just took the shine away from Montez.
Exactly right. And Chris, if you wanna, because again, the live crowd, all you got to do, bro, is do an interview with Rollins in the back to get him on the TV show, then give him a freaking dark match.
Exactly.
That's all you have to do. Now I agree with you 100% on that, bro.
That was horrible.
I agree with you 100%.
Becky Lynch defeating Bailey. Damage control interferes. Lita makes a save. I mean, what do you think about Lita making an appearance here?
Again, I'm just thinking they're setting up a WrestleMania match.
What do you think the match is going to be?
Could it be Lita and Bailey?
Lita and Bailey? See, this is what I thought. What I would actually be interested in. I think I would be interested in Damage Control versus Becky, Lita, and Trish.
Yeah, I was going to say that next. Yeah, absolutely, bro. If it's not a one-on-one with Bailey, then absolutely that. They got to get another. And the reason too, bro, is because if it was a Becky Lita thing, then Bailey, where's Becky going?
Yeah.
That absolutely does make sense.
Yeah, I'll be for that. That'll be a good spot for them. Yeah, I mean, that'll be a really good marquee match for them if Trish comes back and they do the 6-person that way. So.
I agree with that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Vince Russo plug the channel, my man.
Yes, guys, as always, man, channelattitude.com, russosbrand.com, one in the same, bro. Many different podcasts with many different people every single week. Check it out.
Indeed. Before we leave, we got my boy Roland. 699 super chat. Boo. What's the hard timeline of the Attitude Era? Some say that it ended with Austin Rock at WrestleMania 17. I feel like it started with Austin winning the title at WrestleMania 14, which means 97, and Bret Hart is pre-Attitude Era.
Well, the Attitude Era ended, Roland, sometime in late September 1999 when Russo and Ferrara left. When Russo and Ferrara left, the Attitude left. I'm gonna say, bro, because I'm reviewing the shows, I think the Attitude Era started with Mike Tyson.
Okay. All right.
I think it officially started with Mike Tyson. I really do. What I'm seeing now on these weekly shows, I think it started with Tyson.
That was 97?
Yes.
Or 98?
I'm in February of 98. Tyson,
98.
early 98, January 98. That's what I would say.
Because 98 was Austin Michaels.
Yeah.
Cool. Reckless is saying, can you please answer my first super chat? Did we miss a super chat from Younger?
Did we miss a super chat, bro?
Oh, here we go.
We find it?
Russo, why is WWE letting all these lightweights go for world titles who are unbelievable like Cody, but ignore believable guys like Lashley and Drew?
Because that's what their audience wants, bro. Their audience, their hardcore audience, their niche audience wants these spot fest monkeys. I mean, that's what they want, and that's what they're feeding them, bro.
Yeah. Call to Life Ministries, $5 super chat, bro. $2 2.00 triple threat match at Mania. Roman, Sami, Cody ended with Roman and Sami each pulling down one of the belts.
Yeah, you can't. I was thinking of that Call to Life Ministry. You can't do that. I mean, you got to go Roman, Cody. You've got to, man. Maybe if this were other than WrestleMania, you might be able to get Sami in there, but not at WrestleMania. It needs to be that big one-on-one showdown.
Oh, did I miss Josh's last super chat too? Josh, did you miss? Oh man, my bad, Josh. Oh, here we go. $4.99. I think it would get to a point where people will get tired of Cody trying to get over using his father's name. Do you agree? By the way, you guys are the best. Thank you, Joseph. What do you think? Do you think that eventually it will run its course as far as
I think, bro, because the whole purpose behind it was his dad never won it. So I think, when and if he wins it, that story will go away.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, channelattitude.com, russosbrand.com. Where the pros are the pros, bro. You went live for, what was it? What did you go live for again?
When?
This past weekend.
Oh, but I went live by accident last night, bro.
No, you went. You had to address. Oh, it was about another dirt sheet journalist. Remember?
Double S, bro.
Yeah.
It had. By the way, it has well over 10,000 views.
Oh, does it? Wow.
Well over 10,000.
Wow. Man, hey man, that's how you draw heat, man. Like controversy creates cash, as Eric Bischoff would say, right?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the Vince Russo, you see it underneath his name. At Chris Prolific, you see it underneath my name. This is the Legion of Raw. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. So long.